You've been playing Cyberpunk on the PS5, so you got the PS5 on launch, right?
Yeah, I got it on launch.
Yeah, lucky. One of the lucky few to get it on the launch day.
Yep.
And
I mean, listen, to be honest with you, I like it. I think it's a great system, but did I really need it on launch? Probably not. I mean, like I've been playing Demon Souls too, which is a great remake as well. I love that game. It's hard as hell, but it's a good game, and you could tell that to me really shows the power of next gen a little bit. You definitely get to see the next gen graphics in Demon Souls, but that was really the only game that was like that was launch exclusive. I would say to that. Everything else was on PS4. Like Spider-Man, Miles Morales was on PS4. You didn't have to rush to get that for PS5. So I mean, people went crazy to get it.
It's still going crazy to get it.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah, it hasn't stopped yet.
I could understand the wait. You don't really have to.
Yeah.
I do it because I love video games. I play them all the time, which a lot of people do. But I'm always a guy. If I could get it. If I didn't get it, I wouldn't be that disappointed. It was not that big of a deal.
So if you're going and playing PlayStation 4, as you know, I'm been PC guy for a long time.
I think the last PlayStation you had was 2.
3. I have 3. I do have 3. Probably works just as good as a 2, but
you got the original 3, right?
I got
Big.
the original.
You're a PC guy. You're a PC guy. So
but if I'm on a PS4 and then I go to PS5, is it like a substantial difference? Like, do you see
graphics?
That?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, graphics.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So it's worth it in that respect.
I feel like the PlayStation 5 is going to be in Xbox Series S is going to be way more of a leap from one gen to another.
That big, huh?
I think so. Yeah, I think so because they're getting PC still the best when it comes to graphics as long as you have the right graphics card and the power, but they're coming close. Consoles are getting close, I think. I mean, people are probably gonna, whoever's watching will be like, oh, this guy, the PC guys, they're gonna be like, yeah, right, never get as close. I really feel like looking at it, it's getting close, but
how does it? How is it with playing like the PS4 games on the Xbox? On the PlayStation 5, bringing it over and then and then playing like say Mortal Kombat 11 or something like that on the PS5,
right?
Instead of the 4, is there like a noticeable difference in terms of the gameplay?
Mortal Kombat 11 has the
graphics,
the upgrade that you could download. It upscales everything. It makes it more 4K. Blah blah blah. It does look nicer. Ghost of Tsushima, I feel like, is where you really notice it because you're going from 30 frames to 60 frames. And you could feel the difference. Like, I was never a guy who said, wow, I could really, I always said, 60 frames, what's the big deal? I've been playing 30 frames per second on games forever because that's, most consoles are 30 frames per second. To me, it wasn't a big deal. I stopped playing PC games a while ago. I haven't played it recently, but everybody always like, 60 frames, 120 frames, it's best. Once I started feeling what 60 frames is, you could totally tell the difference. And that's that to me what the difference is compared to.
So what, you can take any of your PS4 games and then put it directly onto that?
Yeah, you can play almost, I think 99.8% of them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Not all of them will be upscaled. Not all of them will take full advantage of the system. Ghost of Tsushima definitely did because it's like you could totally tell it's 60 frames per second. Which I think a lot of next-gen consoles are going to be. They say it could go up to 120. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but but the 60 frames per second is definitely going to be there, like minimum now, I think, in PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S. So, yeah.
What about the load times for starting up the system and loading in the games?
It's quick. Like Ghost of Tsushima, I really have a feeling they're not even going to have. You know how they used to have load screens and they used to give you the tips on the bottom?
Yeah.
They're going to. I am telling you, these load times are going to be so fast, they're not even going to need that anymore.
Yeah, but what about with Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk load times? Pretty quick. They're pretty quick. I think they're a little slower because it's more data is putting in because there's so much stuff in that game and the graphics are, there's just so much more. But like Miles Morales, you take the subway, like the other, do you remember Spider-Man used to be able to take the subway?
Yeah.
And they used to have the subway scene.
Yeah.
As the load screen. There's no subway scene anymore.
No?
It goes from boom, go right to this right to one section. They took the whole subway scene out.
Wow.
Because the subway scene was a way to show, like, oh, he's in the subway, but really it's loading. You know what I mean? It's a way to... That's why a lot of games, like even like Final Fantasy VII Remake, they have a lot of scenes where Cloud is like squeezing through something. Now that's a way for them to load the other part of the game without showing you they're loading the other part of the game. That's what a lot of games do. If you never noticed that, that's what when you see a scene where a guy's like squeezing through something, it's not only to show the guy squeezing through something, but they use that as a way to load other parts of the game and make it a smooth motion.
Yeah, smoother transition.
Right. But you don't. A lot of that's going to be taken. I mean, the load times are so fast that you don't even need stuff like that anymore. I don't think.
What about? I know you had the PS4 Pro before this, and that thing sounded like sounded like a jet airplane.
I had to wear earphones
trying to take off.
I could literally. He was on Twitch. I had him on Twitch here playing my game, and all of a sudden, dude, that thing started heating up. Dude, I couldn't even hear him. Dude, it was crazy. Like, I had to wear earphones. I couldn't.
So the PS5, compared
it's quiet.
to that...
Very quiet.
It's quiet.
You could barely even hear it.
Yeah?
For now.
Well, isn't it? It's an SSD drive, right?
What?
Isn't it the hard drive like an SSD?
Yeah, it's an SSD, yeah.
So it technically should be quiet for the most part.
Yeah, well, they also, the fans, they made if you watch the video, you've seen the video of them taking out the PS5, they took it apart. The fan is like this big. And if you see the shape of it, I think it was made awkwardly shaped like that for that reason, is to keep the airflow. Mm-hmm. That was a big issue. You heard it.
Oh,
you were
yeah.
upstairs, you're like, what the hell is that? It sounded like a plane taking off.
Yeah, it was so amazing.
That bad.
It's so bad. I couldn't believe how loud that system was. And that was pretty much just like playing maybe a few minutes of a game, and that was it.
But I also see my fault is that I should have researched it a little bit more, because I traded in my PS4, the original PS4, for the Pro at GameStop. But I never researched that the first PlayStation 4 Pro that came out, the first maybe I don't know, stock of it, had this issue with the fans, and it was really loud. And I think I ended up getting that version because I heard that the newer versions of the PS4 Pro didn't have it. It's still loud, but it wasn't like that, dude. You heard mine.
Oh yeah,
that was just... I took it apart. I took the fans out.
That was just absurd.
I cleaned the fans.
Yeah, but let's break it down for when a system is really wonky, like when you have to build a wooden apparatus to put your PlayStation upside down, so this way you can play the games in it.
Who did that?
You don't remember going to Funko with me, and they had the one system that was upside down. You put the games in there,
because
the shit wouldn't work unless it was upside down.
Yes. Oh, that was the original PlayStation.
Original PlayStation.
Because the
it was something to do with gravity. It was basically when it was pushing down, it was like the eye and everything was screwing up.
I remember that.
Literally by flipping it upside down and it going the other way, it was just working.
And what was the story again?
That's amazing.
We were at Funko Land.
Funko Land.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
Be like, can I play that game? And you'd sit there and play the games.
We're gonna have to do. I think we're gonna have to eventually we'll do an episode on old stores that we loved.
Oh my God.
Incredible Universe. We'll save that for.
Save it.
I'm gonna save that for
so much good times there.
But yeah, I would say PlayStation 5, it's good. I like it. I think it's going to be a great system. I think you'll start to see how much better the graphics, everything. You know, the more the developers get used to the hardware, the better the games get later on. It's always been like that. Like the end of the age of the PlayStation 4, you know, like Ghost of Tsushima is amazing looking, even on the PS4. Like, you know,
yeah,
so you'll see, hopefully in the future it's going to get better. I think this console is going to last long. I think it's going to be a longer lasting one than the originals, but we'll see.
You just need to give some more inventory in for more people to be able to get it. You know, I mean, it's amazing how quickly they sell out as soon as they go on sale or on pre-order on any of the websites.
Oh my God, but that's every system nowadays. That's like the new scam thing. Like, they know how many people want it. There's pre-orders. If there's pre-orders, you know how many systems you need. Like, the lighting's right there. And then on top of that, you know people are just going to wait and then be like, oh, I want it a week later because my friend has it and it's awesome.
Well, I saw something that they actually discontinued production of the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I did hear that, yeah.
this way they could use those extra factories and such to increase production for the PlayStation 5.
Well, they should.
Or
So
they
get more
can
systems
do
out.
that so people just don't buy that system no more. And just
Well, I'm sure they're trying to phase it out.
yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
The big money. Got to get the new toys. And I don't know, as far as how long it's going to last, it might be the long one. That really depends. Sometimes these systems, you hear that, you know, like, say Xbox is thinking about putting out the new one. The hint goes up with her. Well, they're going to want to compete, so they're maybe wait a little bit longer and try to get the better edge, but they're not going to wait, like, too long because it's like everyone bought that. But, you know, there are other people like, I'm going to choose one over the other. But if you gave them, like, 3 years, 2 years in between, they'll be like, I got the money for the new ones.